Hi, my name is Tim, and I am wondering if the Washington's enslaved workers knew that upon the deaths of George and Martha that they would be freed.
So that's a great question. And we actually don't know whether the enslaved people at Mount Vernon knew before Washington's death whether they would be granted their freedom. It's possible that they knew, because enslaved people would have been privy to some of Washington's private conversations. We know that enslaved housemaids and personal servants were in the mansion much of the time, and Washington kept his conversations about these issues pretty private, but we know that he was talking about them with a lot of friends and relatives. So it's quite possible that the word got out that he was considering freeing his slaves in his will. What we do know is that after Washington died, the contents of his will were publicized very quickly and very widely. So enslaved people would have learned almost immediately that he intended to free his slaves upon Martha's death. Ultimately, their knowledge of Washington's will may have influenced Martha's actions. We know that pretty soon after her husband died, just a couple months later, she made it known that she intended to free his slaves before she died on the 1st of January, 1801. And we think that she may have done that because she feared for her safety in a situation where the freedom of this large group of people depended upon her death. That put her in a fairly vulnerable position, and we have some evidence that she was counseled by friends and relatives that it would be in her interest to free her husband's slaves early. We also have a letter from Abigail Adams, who visited Martha at Mount Vernon and later wrote to her sister saying that Martha didn't feel that her life was safe in their hands, meaning the hands of the enslaved people at Mount Vernon. And we don't know to what extent those fears were justified, but it does seem that they influenced Martha's decision to free her husband's slaves early, just over a year after he died.